Welcome back to MJL 3764. This will be an unofficial CD showing. I've just pulled 5 CDs from the shelves. These all contain studio material. So let's take a look at what we got. So the first one is called Wings of an Angel. This was released in 1993. Don't know what you think about that cover, but not to my taste. This CD runs for 45 minutes 47 seconds. I believe that's probably taken from an Aloha picture. It's on the German label. And it's in pretty good quality. What the inside looks like. Nice colour CD. It does say on the CD recorded live USA 1969 to 1970, which is a load of rubbish. I believe the picture underneath is the same, yeah, as the one they were in the other side. Just in a reverse image. And the reason they've put released live 1969-1970 is at the end of most of the tracks on this CD they've added some applause, but it's not like a concert applause, it's like about 4 people in a room clapping, so it's pretty pathetic really. They're all studio cuts, but at the time this was quite a good CD to get hold of. Lots of nice alternative takes on this one. And there's the CD on the back and the track listing. As you can see, track 5, they've put in a purple font, Wings of an Angel. That was the selling point. Who'd heard of a song by Elvis called Wings of an Angel? Well, no one, and that's because there isn't a song. That is actually Angel. It's an alternative take of Angel from the film Follow That Dream, so it isn't an unreleased song. So obviously they're out to cheat people, but they are bootleggers. There's about 7 alternative tracks from GI Blues on here, and the version of Blue Suede Shoes is the remake from GI Blues as well, the standard version from the LP GI Blues. So that was out. I believe the rest of them are all alternates from what I can remember. Some good tracks on here. And Wooden Heart. Yes. Well, it is a bootleg, so I mean, you can expect that on official releases as well, unfortunately. Yeah, good CD this one. Not bad at all. I was very glad to get this one. Frankfurt Special is the faster version, and the Stay Away is the slow version without the introduction, if you want to call it that, by Elvis at the beginning. Wings of an Angel. From 1991 comes the Rareties CD on the AJ label. This features 20 tracks and runs for 67 minutes 50 seconds. This is also in good quality, although basically this is a bootleg of a bootleg. These are just vinyl bootleg records put onto CDs, which was an early way of them doing it, putting bootleg vinyl records onto CDs. Not getting much better quality by doing that, but that's what they were doing back in the day. Backside looks like that. Some of the tracks, we'll take a look at those in a minute. CD looks like that. side. Don't think there's anything else on this. I think it's just blank. Yeah, it is. I think most of these are just blank on the inside. And let's take a look at the tracks. This one features 7 tracks from Blue Hawaii, plus Stepping Out of Line. All very good takes. A few from Kid Galahad there, one from Wild Country, and some latter tracks at the end. These are just basically undubbed, as far as I can remember. These are undubbed version. You've got the long version of Don't Think Twice, It's Alright. I think it's good, yeah, it runs for $9.38. And the first time ever is the duet version with Ginger Holiday. That was nice to get. Not a bad CD, that one, and one you don't see too often either. Stay Away's up next and features 17 tracks and runs for 41 minutes 34 seconds, and it's on the Ranwood label. This come out in the early night, about 91, 92, and when this come out, this caused quite a stir amongst the bootleg community, as this featured the song Man in the Moon, and it also featured the version of US Mail, the effed up US Mail version. So people were searching for this one everywhere if you were lucky enough to get it. Very good release at the time, in good quality, mostly. This also features the version of Stay Away, and this one does have the intro by Elvis about his new suit. Looks like that. CD looks like that. Ranwood. Track listing. Getting some good outtakes. And the backside looks like that. Stay Away. Stereo 57 is next. This was issued in 1994, and it's a complete session from January the 19th, 1957. Lovely cover. It's in very good quality. Of course, this is binaural stereo if you want, but I don't think so. And so it looks like that. It only features 4 tracks. The special products label. And the backside looks like that. I'll try and hold that as still as I can, so you can maybe pause that. CD runs for nearly 80 minutes, so it says there on the bottom it fades out on Is It So Strange, to fit it all onto the one CD. A very good release. From 1992 comes American Rejects on the AR label. This CD only features 7 tracks and runs for 22 minutes 10 seconds. But what a great cover. Without the red box, that would have looked a great official release in the early 70s. Inside looks like that. And the backside is pretty plain with the tracks, which some of this is not exactly true. I'm not sure if In the Ghetto is an alternative take I have to go by memory with this one. Hey Jude certainly wasn't. It's a longer fade out, but it's the same vocal that we've had before. Without Love could be an alternative take. I think the ending was slightly different. This is a story. It's the same vocal take as far as I can remember. A Little Bit of Green was an alternative because Elvis messes up the lyrics. I think that's alternative take 3. Mama Like the Roses. I think there might be a harmony vocal on there by Elvis. And Inherit the Wind sounds exactly the same to me, just maybe undubbed. But to me it was worth getting for A Little Bit of Green. The alternative of A Little Bit of Green was fantastic at the time. American Rejects. 5 very good bootleg releases from the early 90s. Recently I've been asked why I haven't done a review of the Sunset Boulevard box set. Well, to be honest, when it was announced and I looked at the track listing, I thought I'll probably not get this one because I had most, if not all, of the tracks. The August 1974 rehearsal I've had for 30 years on bootleg. There's not really much you can do to that. It is low audio. The 1970 rehearsal I had on the That's What It Is box set. The outtakes on disc 2 were all issued before by FTD, and disc 1, I've been saying for the last 2 weeks, undubbed, is not unreleased. So I thought maybe I'll pass on that, but I don't do streaming or Spot the Fly or anything like that. I have to have the physical product. But I did go on YouTube onto the Elvis Presley site, and lo and behold, they had the whole 5 CD set. So I thought I'd give it a listen to. And to be honest, one of the reasons I wasn't going to get it was I thought they would edit a lot of the material, like the choice language in Promised Land and It's Midnight and Stranger in My Own Hometown. But they haven't. So for a mainstream release, I thought that was very brave of them to do that. So that's a plus on my side because I like everything complete. So they have left in all the choice language. You can't really do much, like I say, to the August 74. It doesn't sound that much better. The other rehearsal of 1970 sounds the same to me as the box set. But the disc 1 and disc 2 do sound very, very good. I was pleasantly surprised with that. Especially disc 1, they do sound good. To me, I've said before, undubbed is interesting to me, but I'm so used to the originals. I do like the originals. But there's some good tracks on there. You've got the longer fade out of Fall. You've got the longer fade out of Susan When She Tried. We've had these before. And I Love You So sounds really good. So yeah, I would recommend the set. If you don't have any of that material, or you've only got some of the material, I would recommend you buy the Sunset Boulevard set because it's a 5 CD set in a nice box with a nice booklet on Amazon for £38. So I may even consider buying that myself a bit further down the line. I was pleasantly surprised. So yeah, all in all, a fairly good release, I think. Until the next time, just remember, while there's music, life's no waste.